Alright guys, welcome back. Survival Living here. So today is a weekly prep video. I know it's been a while since we've done one of these. Went up to our local Walmart and decided to go stock up. So what we got here? Spaghetti. This is one of the staples that we get. We get a lot of it. Reason being is because I like spaghetti. Prep what you eat. Now let's go ahead and cover some things right fast. We'll go over what all we got here. This is the Hunt's spaghetti sauce in a can. About 5 years ago, you used to be able to get this for 79 cents at Walmart. Now it's $1.18 per can. It's quite a bit of jump. Yeah. For those who say food prices are not going up, they are. For a Best Buy date, we have October 24th, 2025. This goes in a normal rotational stock. This is something I try to push all the time here on this channel. Get a normal rotational stock of food first. Me, I say get a 2-year supply. Does it take time? Yes, it does. Now with spaghetti, I see the comments all the time. Spaghetti sauce, the acid inside of it will eat through those tin cans and you'll have a mess in your pantry. I've been stockpiling Hunts for, I don't know, 20 years, more or less. And I've never had a can rust out, eat through, and in my pantry. The reason being is this is a rotational stock. In other words, this goes in our supplies in the back of the stack. Every time we decide to make spaghetti, because we eat off our prep, hence rotational stock, it gets rotated out. We never even get close to a Best Buy date on our food. So there's no way these things are rusting out. So if you're planning on buying this and throwing it in a attic, basement, closet, wherever it is that y'all are putting your foods and stuff like that, and you plan on not going back to it until SHTF, which could be tomorrow or 25 years down the road, you're screwing up. Now, there will be comments all the time, well, I've eaten a can such and such that's been 12 years past date and I am fine. Depends on how it's stored. Fluctuating temperature will kill the shelf life of your food, and you can get botulism, just so you know. This is why we always talk about having in a climate controlled environment. Out here in the studio, well, we turn off the air condition, we leave the door open, that way I can do my filming in here. At least it's nice and quiet. Sometimes the solar generator kicks on while we're using it for our lights. Like right now, the wind's blowing right now, so that's why the backdrop moves. Has to be temperature controlled. Okay, so with that, we picked up 28 cans of the Hunts. And this is the meat sauce. They have all kind of different flavors. You don't have to get what I get. I know there's plastic and all that other stuff you can buy from, glass jars, whatever. This works good for us. Now, what we have here, there's 12 per, and it's 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 28 cans of this. This goes in our rotational stock, ladies and gentlemen. In other words, it goes in the back. Again, I have to stress this out because I see the comments all the time. It goes in the back of our stocks and it gets rotated. So, the older stuff moves forward, the new stuff goes in the back. Next up is spaghetti. This is 4 pounds. Individually packed. Each one's 1 pound of spaghetti. These here we got 6, 7, 8 of the 4 pound boxes. A little under $4. I don't remember the price of spaghetti back in the day. About 5 years ago, it seemed like I was paying about 80, 89 cents per pound. It is cheaper to go with a 4 pound box. You actually get a little bit cheaper now than buying, I think the 1 pound is 98 cents a piece now. So we get the 4 pound. Now with our spaghetti itself, we Mylar it up. I've shown videos on Mylar and spaghetti. I've done vacuum sealing. If you're doing vacuum sealing on your spaghetti, you want to double bag that. You want to vacuum seal, throw it in another bag, vacuum seal that. If you're doing Mylar, so much easier. Put it in. Guys, we've shown Wallabies. That's the Mylar company we use. That's also the Mylar company we're affiliated with. We put our spaghetti in, throw in an oxygen absorber, and we seal it. extends the life massively. So even though this is a rotational stock, pasta mylared up with oxygen absorber lasts much longer. I believe it's about 7 to 11 year is the shelf life expectancy on Mylar. I could be wrong a little bit on that. Do your own research, but we've never had to dig into a 7-year supply yet because it's still on our normal rotational stock. Now, this is also what we use for rice and beans, other pastas, macaroni, you name it, we mylaring it up. I mean, that's just the stack we do, and we set up, we get it all mylared up, we stage it up here, make sure everything bricks up nice. Again, this is rice. We'll make sure it bricks up nice, and then it goes to our storage location. It's all a process. When you're a prepper, it's a lifestyle, okay? Having food on hand, having food in multiple locations. Don't have it all in one spot. Again, for those that have been with this channel for a while, you know I had a bad house fire in 2012. I lost everything. All my preps were in the basement. Nice, cool environment. I thought it was going to be safe there. Well, when the house caught fire, lost all that. Luckily for me, I do keep some preps at the time in an outdoor building, other locations, so it wasn't a complete loss. My main thing was getting my family out of the burning house, and I was successful at that. But we lost all of our preps. We lost everything inside the home. This is why I say don't keep everything in one spot. You know, we have climate controlled storage units that we're paying rent on each month. A lot of food and supplies go there. Now, I understand that if the power goes out, that food will no longer be temperature controlled. So that would be one of my first stop, is getting that supplies and moving it here to this location. I have solar. I have generators. I have the availability to generate power and keep environment enclosures nice temperatures. This is something I always push on alternative power, having a way of controlling temperature. And I see people all the time, you can live without power. Yeah, you can. Your stocks of supplies won't survive. All right. If you're on medical equipment, that's going to be an issue. So anyway, guys, I want to encourage you to keep pushing with everything going on with the whole Russia, Ukraine, China, Taiwan, North Korea, all that stuff. And now we're seeing possibility of civil conflict, civil unrest over a possibility of former President Donald Trump being arrested on Tuesday over a misdemeanor charge that they're trying to trump up to a felony charge. You know what? You guys remember the whole Stormy Daniels scandal there. He paid her money and stuff like that to tell her to keep her mouth shut. Well, now they're trying to go back and charge him for that. You know what, guys? I see the downfall of America when they're politicizing the judicial system. That's when it gets bad for this country. That's when it becomes a communist country. Now, we all have our thoughts and things on how our government is ran here in America, where it really stands at. And that's your thoughts. You know, I have my thoughts. We're more and more communist every day. I do not believe there will ever be a sitting president or former president of the United States to ever be incarcerated in America. I don't believe that would ever happen. The reason being is that they'll lose their reign on we are above the law. And that's how they present themselves. If they break that, it's going to be a reckoning for them. So I don't foresee Trump going to jail, having to do any incarceration time. I don't see that happening. I could be wrong. Now, to cover some of this stuff, guys, you know, Trump had made a post over there on his truth site and stuff about calling for people to protest. I believe in protesting, sure. But I want to caution everyone. When you do that type of stuff, you go on a list, just like the whole January 6th stuff. And, you know, and there's more information on the January 6th. You know, all the extra video footage that was now released, I believe, Tucker Carlson was able to get that done. Where they're actually opening up the door for old Shama boy. Should be a pop-up there. Opening up the door for him so it can go in and out of the rooms. You know, it wasn't what they were showing, their narrative. And it never will be. The narrative the government pushes is what they want people to see, want people to know. That's it. They're never truthful. Never have been, never will be. Now, when it comes to Donald Trump versus Biden and all these other presidents, in my opinion, any political figure is a political figure, and they are all part of the same system. I know some people will disagree with me. There's a lot of Trump supporters. There's a lot of Biden supporters, all that stuff. I don't support any politician because in my belief, they're all crooked. They're all out for themselves. They're all out for whatever agenda. But that's my opinion. I know I'm going to tick up a lot of people on that. That's fine. As for Trump's charges and things like that, guys, as far as I know, he beat the statute of limitation on that. And that's why they're trying to bump it up to a felony charge. Manipulating the system to get what they want done. I've seen judicial system do that before, but now we got a political figure. You know what? I stand with, I don't think he will ever go to jail, because that would be a sitting or a retired former president being incarcerated for crimes. And if that happens, their glass house gets shattered. So I don't see it happening. I think it's just another distraction point. What are we being distracted from? I couldn't tell you. I'm so busy with work. I'm so busy with prepping. I don't have time. You know, I go to other YouTube channels that are covering news and stuff, and I know a lot of people don't like them. That's fine. I still stand behind Marfugo News, Marfugo TV, bringing news and information that I can listen to when I am super busy. I can hear what's coming in as far as the articles, the news, and I can follow up. Canadian Prepper, he brings the news and information to you. I can listen to what the man is saying. I can follow up and check and make sure my preps are in order for this. As preppers, we try to prepare for any and all aspects of survival. So just because it's uncomfortable for people to hear of nuclear war doesn't mean the possibility is not there. All right. Same with Full Spectrum Survival. He brings news nearly every single day on YouTube. He brings in the article. He reads the articles to you, giving you the information. I see it in my community all the time. People commenting, well, I can't stand this. I can't stand that. I can't stand complainers talking about other channels. So when I see that, it's not welcomed here. These are channels I follow. These are channels that I prepare with. I use that information to make my decision on my preparedness for my family. What I do know, and I do know this, most of the people that come up talking their crap are not spending $70 a week, $200 a week. No, they ain't spending $5 a week on getting food to put back for their family. Not a single one of them. If you're new to prepping, you are welcome here. Our community is here to help out as much as possible. We try to give informed decisions and tips on prepping as much as possible. If you're just being here being a dipshit, you're not going to make it. 1, I'll remove you. 2, one of my mods will remove you. 3, when shit hits the fan, I'm not going to have to worry about you. If you do manage to come to my house to try to take my stuff by force, as I've read in the comments and emails, best of luck to you, because you got to be one bad SOB to do it. All right, guys, to everybody else, please keep on prepping. I want to encourage you. Weekly preps, guys, even if it's just $5 a month, $5 a month, or $5 a week. 4 pounds of spaghetti and a can of spaghetti sauce. It's roughly $5. Okay? I encourage you to do more. If you have to pick up a secondary job, do so. Do so now while the timing's good. The economy takes a crap, or we go into global conflict. Don't expect a normal paycheck. Don't expect to be able to go to the grocery store and go buy whatever you need at the last minute. Don't expect your money to be readily available at the bank to pull out and then go buy supplies, because that's what the masses are going to do. We as preppers, we are the minority in the country. There's over 360 million people in America. Over. I would say there may be, and this is being very generous, there may be 3 million actual preppers in this country. So if your plans are to, as soon as things happen, run to the store and go buy, you're also fighting 357 million people doing the exact same thing. It's not going to turn out well. All right, guys, please keep prepping. I'll speak to y'all later.